Welcome back to Coffee Chats with Mom Bro, episode 11.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back. It feels like it's been a whole week.
Well, it has been.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how time works.
Time flies when you have fun. Got my flat white again today.
Yeah, I've gone back to flat white today.
Yeah, nice.
Just the usual. Just the usual.
Yeah, not feeling as zesty today
Nah,
as last week.
The mocha last week, you can't have them forever, and I thought I'd treat myself last week, but
you can't.
Back to our actual coffee today.
You can't always have dessert for a coffee,
Yeah, exactly.
Dessert for breakfast.
Yeah, so just the usual flat white.
Yeah, nice. No, it's a good coffee, eh? I like a flat white.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into it pretty much anyway, so just jumping into our chats like we always do, covering nutrition, training, lifestyle, and then business as well. So chill with us, chat with us, get to know us, learn from us, and all that good shit. Yeah. How have you been anyway?
Yeah, I've been good. Well, first off, we should explain what we do, right?
Oh yeah, we should probably do that.
Just
yeah.
if there's anyone new. So yeah, this is my sister Monique. We run our own online business helping you get in shape.
Mm-hmm.
So we do that with our training platforms and our exercise and nutrition plans, and give you all the support and accountability you need to either lose weight, build muscle, just look amazing. So
yeah.
we've been now doing this together for nearly 9 months.
10 months. Yeah.
It's been a while, but it's getting better and better.
Yeah.
Things are improving, and it's awesome to see all our clients doing so well. So
Yes.
you'll be able to see on our Instagram page and Facebook page the results that people are getting,
Mm-hmm.
and it's cool to be there helping them on that journey.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you're saying, how I've been,
Yeah.
I've been good. Like this week was just another busy week. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
having a business with you means we're working constantly.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had a busy week with check-ins and clients and checking in on how they're all going, and it was cool to see so many clients doing so well.
Mm-hmm.
But then outside of that, I still had time to have fun and still do my own training.
Yeah, nice.
Get out, see a few mates.
Yeah.
See mum, see dad.
Yeah.
Which is always good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've had a good week. How about you?
Cool. Yeah, I've had a good week as well. I had a good family week like you. Got to see Corey, our brother, and also mum, and we did like a spin class together, so it was really cool. Yeah, it was really good. Because mum's always been kind of into her cycling kind of thing, so to have, me and Corey who do weight training next to her, she kind of showed us up in that class, but good on her.
How did you find it?
Yeah, I've done it a couple of times with Corey, because we go once a week, we'll meet up and we'll do a training session together, so it's usually like a class we do, because usually we weight train, but we don't really do too much, cardio, so we try and push each other with that. But it's good. It's one of those ones where they've got the visuals in front of you, so you're going on like a journey, so you're kind of being distracted by looking at something, and you've got music blaring at you, so you just kind of zone out. But it's like nothing's ever as enjoyable for me personally like weight training is, but I have to give it a go and try and push myself out of my comfort zone, and also do something for my heart as well, otherwise it'll hate me. But no, I've had a good week. It's been really good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Should we get into it then?
Yeah, let's get into it. Do you want to start us this week?
Yeah, I think I'll lead the way. I'm going
cool.
to cut your grass and be the one in control for once.
Love it.
I'm going to chuck you some dodgy questions that you're not even ready for.
I'll be ready.
But as usual, we normally start with nutrition, right?
Yes, good job.
So I'll start it off with nutrition.
Yeah.
So does it matter what time you eat in order to lose weight?
Mm-hmm. There are definitely benefits to considering what time you eat with your meals for sure.
How so?
So you can eat pretty much whatever time you want, and you'll still lose weight if you're in a calorie deficit. But with the timings, it's going to be beneficial with your day-to-day activities. So I always say have carbs, simple carbs. So that could be in the form of honey, that could be in the form of lollies, fruit juices before you're working out. About 30 minutes or so before you do your workout, simple carbs are going to be easily digestible, and they're going to give you an energy boost straight away for your workout. So I would say to look at having carbs before a workout. Obviously you want to try and have all your macronutrients within every meal ideally, but carbs are going to be great to give you that energy kick that you need before training. And then prioritizing like protein after your workouts is going to give you the chance to rebuild and recover your muscles, because the protein's going back into them because they've been depleted. So it doesn't necessarily matter too much, but if you want to make the most out of your training or just your day-to-day activities, then it can be beneficial to prioritize the timings of your meals.
So it'd be better for energy levels, right?
For energy levels, yeah, definitely. And also if you're if your goal is to tone up or build muscle, like you want to be having protein at the right times, which is kind of within an hour window frame after you do weight training, because that's when your muscles are depleted and they're needing a little bit of assistance, shall we say. So you're putting the protein back into your muscles to help recover them, rebuild them before you go again for your next session. So it is like, I personally work towards timing. I have my carbs, my simple carbs that are going to give me energy before my morning workout. So I have a rice cake with honey.
Because you do early morning.
I do early morning, so I do 5:30, but about like just before I leave, because my gym's about 15 minutes drive away, I'll have a rice cake with honey, which means by the time I get to the gym, I've got the energy to be able to actually be putting into my workout. Because I know a lot of people, like a lot of my girls, when they first come to work with me, they just, if they go in the morning, they just don't have anything. And I used to do that years ago, but you need to be giving yourself energy to actually fuel your session, because otherwise you're not going to be, having a great session and putting everything you can in, because you've got no energy.
Yep.
You've just woken up. So I always say to try and have carbs before, simple carbs, so that they're easily digestible, you get it straight away to give you that energy. And then I always really focus on protein afterwards. Protein with every meal is key, but really focusing on it afterwards, just because you'll really deplete the muscles.
See, I'm a little bit different. I don't train at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Which means I don't need to have the simple carbs. So simple carbs are just quick
and
consuming
easy.
carbs. And because I have a breakfast, I have lunch, I normally train in the afternoons.
Yeah.
I've normally had a good amount of calories and carbs throughout the day.
Yeah.
I don't feel the need to have the simple carbs.
Yeah.
So it's probably more beneficial for people who are going to be working out fasted,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, like, you want to be strong and building muscle, and you're only going to be able to do that if you've got the energy, which means if you're not getting the simple carbs in and you are going in fasted to lift heavy and lift weights, you're not going to be able to lift as heavy as if you hit your simple carbs, right?
So you're probably having, I don't know what you have for breakfast, but say if you have oats and then you're training like midday or whenever it may be, or even in the afternoon, you've probably had all your complex carbs, which is going to mean that you still get the energy release, but it's not going to be released to you as fast as the simple carbs would. So
for those that are unaware, there's two different types of carbs.
Just to make it confusing for everyone,
but this is what we know.
And
obviously it's hard to, we don't expect people to know this straight away. This is the real finicky stuff of carbs. But there's complex carbs and simple carbs. Simple carbs are going to be quick releasing, which is going to give you an energy source, which is why athletes drink like Powerade or Gatorade, or even have a few lollies, or tennis players in between sets can have those gels. Those simple carbs are going to give you energy. But then the complex carbs are the things you're going to get more from just whole foods, like your rice, your kuma, your breads, things that are just going to give you a slow release of energy throughout the day. And because I normally train in the afternoon, I've normally had either bread or toast for breakfast or oats. So those are complex carbs. And for lunch, I've normally had some rice or potato or kuma. So once again, complex carbs. So I've got a good level of energy. I'm feeling full. I've got a good number of calories in. I'm training in the afternoon, so I don't feel the need to have a quick one. That. So it all comes down to timing and your goals. The main thing is, if we're looking at it from a weight loss perspective, it's all calories. So it doesn't matter what time you eat, it's all about calories. But then this is the real nitty gritty on when are you going to be training and how do you want to be feeling when you're training.
It's like, if you want the full potential and the full benefits out of it, then look into the timings of your meals, and that's where we kind of come in with the assistance side of things, as well as calculating calorie deficits for our clients. But calorie deficit will get you to lose the weight. But the next step, if you want to get that more advanced level, is looking at the timings. Or even if your energy levels aren't that great, then we'd recommend to look at the timings of your meals as well. So are you likely to lose weight in a 4-hour eating window, or does it not really matter with your timings?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we're looking at purely from a weight loss perspective. So as you mentioned, calories is the most important thing. But we want to be having energy throughout the day. And I notice people who do like to fast, and you're not eating till the evenings or eating till lunchtime. It means you go through a period of the day where you are maybe feeling hungry, or you just don't have energy to do certain activities. And look, I know fasting works for some people, and it all depends on you really. The number one thing we all need to agree on is the calories.
Yeah.
Calories is key. After that, you can eat whenever the heck you want. But for me personally, and what I would recommend with my clients is just having 4 to 5 meals throughout a day.
Yeah.
And that takes away the snacking in between meals.
Yeah.
And each meal consists of your protein, your carbs, and fats. So
yes.
Doing that approach is going to give you a steady release of energy throughout the day. You're never going to be feeling hungry because it means every 2 to 3 hours you're eating. And in terms of eating, we're eating nutrient-dense meals that are low in calories. So you'll be surprised how much you can eat. I think people realise when you put in a lot of vegetables and fruits and
almost too much to eat.
You can eat big meals.
Yeah.
You can eat 5 big meals compared to having 1 mince and cheese pie.
Yes.
You know, and there's just a difference in knowing calories of food.
Yeah.
So in terms of what I do is I like to eat throughout the day. I normally suggest clients do that as well.
Yeah. I feel like as soon as people hear calorie deficit, it's like, oh God, I'm going to be starving. But it's like you say, it's actually the complete opposite if you do it in the most efficient way.
Yeah.
Like if you're looking at the nutrient-dense foods that are low in calories, you get bloody full. It's a bit too full if anything, but that's where we can come in and help with that side of things.
Yep. So we should move on to the next one. Oh yeah, that's why I'm taking over today, eh? So
you're not even moving the mouse, you're just making me do it. I'm admin today.
Okay. So going to training.
Yeah.
So with training, how can people make sure that they're doing good form?
Time under tension and less momentum.
And what is more important?
Both of them are not both of them. Momentum, you don't want to be using momentum. So you'll see a lot of people in the gym, let's use bicep curls as an example, kind of swinging into it. That's not really going to be doing much. You might feel a little bit of a pump, but you really want to be slowing down the movement and controlling it on both the eccentric and concentric phases, so the lowering and the lifting motion, and really controlling that so that you can feel the muscle and the muscles being put under stress. Because if you think about it, you're trying to break down your muscle fibers, so you need to slow down the movement, you need the mind to muscle, you need the time under tension, and that's what's going to be beneficial for just getting those right form and technique cues rather than just using your momentum. Because by swinging into exercises, you're not going to be focusing on the muscle groups that you're actually trying to train. You're probably just going to injure yourself.
Yeah, and that kind of touches on what we talked about last week with the F45 stuff, just more high volume. You're not actually controlling each movement.
Yes.
You're just doing reps.
Yeah.
And for those that don't realise the eccentric phase, it's just the negative phase.
Yeah.
If you don't know what that means, it's generally the easy part of a movement, right? If you do a bicep curl, the hard part's actually lifting up. The easy part is going down, but that's the eccentric phase.
Yeah.
But if you can control that negative, you're going to build muscle and strength a heck of a lot quicker than just focusing on going up and then just dropping the weight down.
Yeah.
So, and it's like that for every single movement. So with controlling weights, it's definitely going to help.
Yes.
Increase muscle mass.
Yeah, right? And look after the form and avoid the injuries as well. But it's like the eccentric phase, and just for me personally, I love going so slow. And
you go so slow. Every now and then when we train together, I've looked over and you're like a snail. I see you doing shoulder press
It's like this,
what how boring must that be?
Nah, do you know what? Because I'm thinking about it. I'm literally in my mind. I'm talking to the muscle, and it feels so good. It's like this, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like this devil thing that I've got going on, and I feel the pain and I love it. It's just
really, that's freaking
I'm probably for every for every 3 reps you get, I'm probably halfway through my first one.
I know. So you enjoy the pain that much? You enjoy that burn? You enjoy that?
I actually do.
You just be in the corner of the gym whacking yourself.
No, but I think for me, I'm so big on form. I will never sacrifice my form if that means that I'm pretty big on that. I will never chuck on weight just because I'm trying to be I'm the man, I can do more weight. I'm no, I'm not going to do anything if it compromises my form. Yeah. So that's why I really slow it down and control it. And everyone's different, but definitely don't want to be using momentum. That's the key takeaway from this.
Yeah.
There's no benefits to that. If anything, it's just going to cause harm and injury. And you may as well, you're going to the gym and you're not doing it properly. So
if you're going to spend an hour in the gym, do it the most effective way possible.
Exactly.
And that's why we're trying to teach everyone
Yeah.
the importance of technique.
Yes.
So you build muscle and tone up a heck of a lot quicker
Yeah.
than if you just go for an hour lifting weights, swinging them around.
Yes, exactly. What are the most common injuries you can avoid with proper technique?
So there's 3 movements that I think are very important to nail.
Yeah.
When it comes to leg exercises, I think it's very important to always push through your heels. So if you're doing a squat, push through your heels and keep your knees separated.
Yeah.
It's going to engage your glutes a lot more and stop what's called knee valgus, where your knees cave in, which can contribute to knee
tension,
pain.
yeah.
So that's a good one for lower body. For upper body, I'd say, like for a lot of guys doing bench presses or woman push-ups, things like that, have your elbows slightly tucked in. Having your elbows flared up is risk your shoulder having a chance of impingement, which can, lead to injuries where now you can't do any sort of pressing movement.
Yes.
So what we want to do is just keep your elbows tucked in a little bit more. It's going to make it a lot more smoother for the shoulder joint, which is a ball and socket joint to perform these movements. So that's another thing, especially with dudes, don't be benching up here. Make sure your elbows are tucked in.
Yeah.
Another one I would say for any sort of back movement, if you're doing like a deadlift or good morning or movement, do what's called a neutral spine. So your spine needs to be straight. You can't be bent over, hunched over, like doing movements. You need your spine be neutral. And what we want to be focusing on is keeping your chest up, even when you are leaning forward, and just making sure your hips are moving backwards. Okay, so it's just a nice movement where you're incorporating the hip hinge, and your glutes and hammies are helping you bend over, rather than you just being real stiff and it's like your upper body's moving while your lower body's doing nothing.
Yeah, it's more so thinking about like pushing back with those movements with the hips rather than leaning forward with the back.
It's all bringing the body to work together, getting the hips moving in the right alignment, and that's going to take away any lower back pain when you do those sort of movements. So those are probably 3 of the most common. That way you're going to save your back, you're going to save your shoulders, and you're going to save your knees. Probably 3 areas where people generally have the most injuries. So do a lot of research into that. Like we've got that all in our plans and stuff. But 3 takeaways for anyone that wants to do their own research or even just YouTube other videos would just be looking to knee valgus. So that's when your knees are coming in like that, keep them wide. So if you master that, your knees should be a lot better. Look into the hip hinge. So you type in hip hinge and you'll be able to see how your pelvis should be, either anterior pelvic tilt, things like that, just making sure your lower back isn't loading up. So look into anterior pelvic tilt and hip hinge if you've got lower back injuries. And the other one is just with the shoulder movement, just making sure your elbows are slightly tucked in. It's just going to help out with those pushing movements.
And those are a lot of compound movements as well. So they are the ones that if you do them wrong, like you do them wrong and you feel it as well, those when the injuries come in, it's just not worth it. So key takeaways on that. I'm jumping into our lifestyle and our mindset. So I've actually been thinking about this the last couple of weeks, and we touch on the 80-20 rule quite a bit when it comes to nutrition. But do you think it's something that you should follow kind of throughout your whole life, like throughout day to day, 80-20, apply it to everything?
Yeah. Like I think I like to look at it more from like 80-20 from an overall week perspective, maybe more so than a day. Parts in a day. But I like to personally, just what I do is like front load my week, just like get all my trainings done, all my work done early on in the week. It sets me up for good rhythm. I got momentum going into later on in the week. In worst case, if I don't do as well come Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I've at least done bloody well Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it's overall been a good week. Which means overall essentially it is an 80-20. And that way, like, no matter how you do it, look at it from a week perspective. 80% of it working hard, looking after your nutrition. But 20% having fun and doing things that might not always be the most healthiest for you. But it's good for your mind and your social aspect of things.
It's all about that balance, which we're massive on. Like with our clients, we don't limit them from not going to social events or anything, because we wouldn't do that as well. But it's kind of understanding how you can make sure the days leading up to that you're allowing for that kind of wiggle room, because if you want to stick at something, then you need to make sure it's enjoyable and you're enjoying the journey as you go, rather than being like, I'm going to 100% dedicate myself to like just busting my ass. It's just not, is that really a lifestyle approach that you're applying? Probably not.
I 100%, but I do feel when you are about to lock into a whole new overhaul of your life, I do believe you should go a bit harder at the start. I do. If your life has been more
agree,
20-80, where you've been neglecting your health, you've been not doing any sort of exercise, not doing any sort of meal prep, I think you need to prioritize all the tough stuff at the start. And then just understand it might be hard to sustain forever, but just hit the ground running. Because essentially that still is an 80-20 split, because you've just gone one way for too long. Now we just need to go back the other way, and then we need to find the new balance. And the new balance is going to be your new norm. So if you're ready to get started, like
lock in,
make it a priority for the first month or so, and then understand this is where I think people get tricked up on when they talk about motivation. Motivation, what the heck's motivation? That comes and goes. I don't know what motivation is, because no one's motivated all the time. So just understanding that after a month your motivation is going to drop off. So now what's going to happen? You are going to drop off from where you were, but that's okay. Because now you're still not where you were a month earlier when you were in your bad habits.
Exactly. Did you get it? The little fly?
No, I got away.
There's always a little fly around here that
so
that you
whenever
try.
I come to your place.
Your reflexes are too slow. We need to work on that. We need to change up your training style. No, but you are right. It is initially like, if you have a goal in mind, lock in until you get to that goal, and on that journey you'll be learning as well. Like you'll be picking up the knowledge that you can slowly start to taper off and still make sure you've got that bit of balance. And that's where maybe having a coach can come in handy as well, because you kind of need that guidance and the accountability at the start. But that kind of brings us into our next topic, which is our business side of things, and we've actually got a challenge that we're getting set up for. So with those challenges, it's kind of like we would expect, and we want those people who are jumping on board to do the challenge to kind of lock in, because that's the way that you're going to get the goal that you want. If you lock in,
yes,
then
so
you're guaranteed.
Like we just mentioned, like we come from a sustainable approach where we want you to kind of develop good habits and be able to stay there. But when you do a challenge, you only do a challenge because you really want to lock in. And it is your number one priority. Hence why it's called a challenge. It's not just called day-to-day life. It's you're going to lock in for 10 weeks. And give it your best shot, because it's just going to speed up the results. It's kind of a quick, hard and fast way to get results. But at the same time, it's going to push you to do things that you didn't think were possible or you couldn't do previously. But that's the challenge.
And we always get a lot of new people when we do challenges, because you do look at it and they probably see it from it's 10 weeks of locking in, but then I also find that a lot of them stay on after that because they've got the result that they want, but they want to continue because they're feeling good and they're looking good, and they're kind of like, okay, well, why would I stop now, because I've got what I came here for, but I'm going to continue because I'm only getting benefits from it. There's nothing negative coming from this.
And I think everyone's different, but if someone just has a few kilos to lose, they can easily be achieved within 10 weeks. But now, after that 10 weeks, it's now looking at like making this your new lifestyle. So it's one thing to do a challenge and go hard, but then you want to stay in that shape. And that's where, okay, we're now going to incorporate more like eating out and understanding calories. It was cool. I spoke to one of my dudes last week, and it's so cool. I've been working with him now for 8 months, and he wanted to lose weight and everything, and he's losing weight, but now he wants like really get shredded and potentially do a photo shoot.
Cool.
And he's sitting at 80 kilos at the moment, down from like high 80s. Sitting at 80, and he was just saying how he can now like eat out and he stays at 80 kilos. Whereas previously he didn't think he could do that at 80 kilos. And I said, no, like you've gone hard, you've been in a calorie deficit. We're now like changing up your calories to a maintenance level, and he's finding he can eat things that he couldn't do. couldn't before because scared of putting on weight.
Yeah.
But he can eat it, and then he knows to get back into his good eating habits the very next day. And
Yeah.
he's like, my life doesn't feel any different.
Yeah.
But he can now maintain 80. So
Yes.
and it's actually saying that even another one of our clients this week, same sort of thing. And it's cool to see. To be in a healthy weight range doesn't mean you need to be eating solids for every meal all the time.
Yeah.
There is a period where you have to work hard
Yeah.
if you need to lose weight, but then once you're there, it's now let's figure out your calories, figure out what you need to be doing to stay there.
Yeah.
So you can now go out with your family,
Yeah.
friends, and do the social events you want to do.
Yeah, and being from a calorie deficit to maintenance calories is quite a big gap as well. That's like a whole nother meal that you can have, or a whole bunch of different snacks. So it's kind of like you do grind for a little bit just to initially get that weight off, and then it's maintaining it from there, or being in a surplus, obviously depending on what your goals are. If you're wanting to build the muscle, then we'd look at your calories and everything. But that's such a cool story, and I really hope that client is watching.
Yeah, those stories make it all worthwhile.
Exactly.
Like, when you see people so happy with
Yeah.
what you've taught them,
Yeah.
and that, it makes our job all the worthwhile.
Yeah.
Worthwhile, and it's cool to be able to be in the space and help people do that.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool one.
Yeah.
Just to be along for people's journeys, eh?
Yeah.
We've touched on it before, but we get invested and we do really enjoy it, and there's no better feeling than to like, because we get wins personally, but to see someone else get a win because they've been working so hard for it and like they've been learning, it's just...
Well, that's why we do this. We
Yeah.
do it to... I like use it, the analogy, like, you know, if we were builders, like you want to see your house built at the end.
Yeah,
And that's what we want to do. Like we've built these systems in place so people can get results, and we want to see people get results.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, yes, we've helped them now. We can see the transformation. We can see the transformation in themselves and
Yeah.
how much better they feel, and they know what to do. And then at that point, like, if we've done our job and people have hit their goals and they leave, like cool, we've done our job. We've
Yeah.
done everything that we needed to. And we wish you all the best.
Yes.
And if you ever want to reconnect or jump back in
Yeah.
and change the goal, then by all means you can.
Yeah.
But at the same time, all we want to do is get you to your goal.
yeah,
You've achieved it, you feel
Yeah.
good. And then,
exactly.
yeah.
People come to us with a goal, and our goal is to get you to that goal. So as soon as you've hit that goal, we're more than happy, you know, and like to say, okay, on your way now if you want to. Obviously continue with us.
Or at the same time, you do get people saying, actually, I didn't think I could get here.
Let's
My new
go
goal
there.
is now this. Can you help me get there? It's like,
Hell
yep,
yeah.
let's redo it.
Let's
Let's do it
do
all
it.
again, change it all up,
Yeah,
and make sure you get there. So that was cool win
It's-
over the last couple of weeks.
it's so cool. I can see how stoked you are with that. It's
Yeah.
so nice. Eh? It's like the best feeling when our clients get wins.
Yeah.
Like I say, we get a win as well. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll end it there anyway until episode 12 is our next one.
Yeah, I've
Yep.
lost track.
I think.
Well, 12 is normally the reps I would count to in the gym, so I don't know what we do after 12.
Are you,
When I was a PT, I'd only ever got up to 12 reps.
you probably don't know what comes
I
after
don't,
12,
I
eh?
don't, so maybe that's the end.
Maybe that's it. And it's a wrap, team. What is that? 3 months of just podcasts and then they're done.
We just redo all these
Redo
12
it
all over
all.
again.
We'll do it in 2026.
Yeah.
No, we'll just start again. No, but yeah, thank you for joining us as always, and we will be back here next week to provide some more tips and some more chats and laughs.
Yeah, hopefully. At least we're laughing.
Yeah, we're laughing at least. Do you have any coffee left, or you're done?
I'm all done.
I was going to cheers you. I'm all done as well.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We'll see you next
All
week.
right.